Ward 1 position with candidates Patrick Brammer and Penny Carroll. Again, if you're just joining us on television, we decided the order of the answering of questions based on the drawing of cards. Ace was high, just in case you're curious. And Patrick drew the higher card, so he will go first. All right. No, I'm just making sure we got everyone. All right, now we're ready to go. And so, Patrick, 1 minute, personal biography.
My name is Patrick Brammer. I've been a 4-year citizen of Eureka Springs now. I have a twin brother, so, you know, I'm not the one always getting in trouble. I'm a licensed general contractor here for the city of Eureka Springs as Brammer Construction. I just recently transferred my real estate license from Fayetteville because it's too much of a conflict to work out of your city because, for one, I'm not really participating within that city if I'm not living there. And so I transferred over here to Remix and Town Lake Realty, and I've been a volunteer for the Planning Commission and Board of Zoning Adjustments for Eureka Springs for 2 years now. So I recycle, have wonderful little puppies so I'm an animal person, and what else? I think that pretty much nails it down. I'm one of the next generations of this city, and I want to keep living here because I love it. It's gorgeous, and I want to help protect it and preserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Ms. Carroll.
Thank you. I'm Penny Carroll. I moved to Eureka Springs 12 years ago as a single mom. I raised my 2 children here, put them through college. I built a successful real estate business. I hold a real estate broker's license, and I also hold a license as a CPA. I used to be the CFO of a large reforestation corporation. I got involved in politics because of my love of Lake Leatherwood City Park. I was very flattered. I was asked to sit on the Parks Commission. A couple years ago, I moved to City Council because I felt like I could benefit parks, even more so sitting at the council table. I think I bring the skills to the council table that I learned by being a successful business person. That is, have personal honesty. Always pay attention to the bottom line. Learn to treat everyone equally and fairly. Don't take things personally or emotionally. But most importantly, keep your eye on the greater benefit to the whole community.
All right, this is the general question being asked of all candidates. It will again go first to Patrick, and that is, what do you think is the most important issue facing our community today, and why?
I think our most important issue is our Eureka citizens. I've seen a lot of pessimism recently by going out and petitioning and talking to people that they feel like tourism is down, and I don't really want to get on the money subject, but I'd like to think that and to encourage people to focus on optimism for the future, because it's going to happen. I mean, this town will get better, but it starts with the citizens and believing in there is something to look forward to. Eureka Springs City's revenues are up by 2%, and most of the things that I can think of is that the people here make the town the way it is. We have our business persons that own businesses. We have our employees. Everybody interacts in some way that makes this town exist and survive. And we have to focus on preserving it, because without citizens here, there's not a city. So I'd like to just hope that everybody can stay. And Eureka Springs shouldn't be for sale. It's a lovely town to live in, and the citizens here make it that way.
All right, Ms. Carroll.
Well, what's the most important issue? This was the toughest question for me. So I thought I'd just ask everybody. And it's Eureka. I didn't get the same answer twice. So I heard about, the sewer plant. I heard about the explosive growth we're facing, land use. Of course, that's because I work with realtors, and that's their, one of their interests. I heard, of course, about the CAPC, tourism, parking, the red paint on the curbs. Okay, so I heard this a lot. Then I thought, but everyone then came around to almost a second answer. And they said that we have to cut the nonsense. We have to figure out a way to get along, to pick some goals that as a community we can live with, and to go to work on them. In order to do that, I don't think we can throw everything out and start over constantly. We have to build on our knowledge and experience. And that applies to lots of places. I mean, that applies to the city council table. I think it also applies to City Hall, Public Works, CAPC. I think we can tweak it, but I don't think we should throw it away. I would appreciate an opportunity to sit at the council table with some of the same faces. We've worked well together, and I'm proud of most of the work we have done.
All right, thank you. Second question to both candidates is, what will be the first ordinance you will try to pass as an alderman in 2007, and why? Again, Mr. Brammer.
That's a good question. The truth about that one is the only things that I can actually typically work on are what would be coming up against on our agenda. So to sit there and say that I'm going to project something in the future that doesn't really exist, I can't really answer that question fully. I've seen things within some of our zoning that I would like to help fix since I've been on planning. But honestly, the only thing I can write and help fix for ordinances is something that's on the agenda. And that's way far in the future.
Ms. Carroll?
Well, I think the most important ordinance that will come to the council table in January of 2007 will be the budget ordinance. It's there where we can map out our goals and our objectives, to set our sights where we would like to be in the next 5 months and in the next 5 years. Get a coordinated plan that works across all city departments so that everyone's reading from the same playbook. We all know that we can accomplish incredible things when we put our minds to it, but it takes identifying the goal. It takes stepping on the path, and it takes picking your feet up and moving forward. It takes not getting sidetracked by emotional or insignificant issues that come up. It's a $2 million budget, you know, and I'm not saying small things don't matter, but small things matter to the degree that they contribute or don't contribute to the overall goal. Setting goals and working towards them. That's how we accomplish things. That's how I've accomplished things in my personal life. That's how we accomplish things as a city.
All right. Now is the time for the cold question, a question that was submitted by each candidate to the other. I will read them as they are written. And first, this is the cold question that was submitted by Ms. Carroll to Mr. Brammer. And the question reads, if you were chosen to be City Council's designated representative to the CAPC, what specific solutions would you implement? And this is a 90-second response time.
I honestly do not fully participate in watching the CAPC at all. The only thing I'm curious of is it's an issue that is going to be on the ballot this year for elections, and that are going to be voted on for either the dismemberment of it or the keeping of it. So I'd like to see what people think about that and see whether it even exists in the future, because I have no idea. Sorry.
All right. And this is the question that was submitted by Mr. Brammer for you, Ms. Carroll. It reads, in 2 recent meetings you attempted to control the content of citizens' comments, which is a violation of our constitutional right for the freedom of speech. How do you really think you can represent citizens if you do not want to hear what they have to say?